Hello. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good and I hope you guys are doing I still remember like how to do it, like it's in my blood, and it's because I genuinely care, you know. I miss you guys so much, and you know what, like I'm not even gonna say anything.
Excuses, ne? Just kidding.
No, I'm just gonna get into it and give you guys entertainment. So first of all, you know what happened, ne?
Yo guys,
so
Putuma now.
From the title, I'm 25 this year in May, and this girl got shocked. You're like, today, I said it today, like, friend, I'm turning 25. I don't think she's like,
it's not internalizing. I'm sorry.
Do you know I'm getting to that point where people can't say or like children can't come to me and not say Moholo bata this.
Yeah. Meh.
You know what I mean? Like what? And there's a certain way to ask if like a Moholo is drunk. I don't know what it's called, but like someone used it on me yesterday and I was like, excuse me? Yeah, but we use it to ask elders if they're drunk. You can't say to an elder like Utahi.
Yes.
I was like, excuse me?
Is it me?
I'm young.
Just the girl.
I'm the youth. But like besides that, like I have realized that there's a lot of things that like I just can't get myself to do, or like a certain mindset that I feel like I've gone past.
Yeah.
Certain like behaviors that like I just can't just like go with the flow, and like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm literally just like thinking back to all the stuff that
there's also things that like I might have felt like, oh, that's boring, but like now I feel like, oh, that's actually
enjoyable.
Yes, like very enjoyable and stuff, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we're actually gonna be discussing that. I do have like pointers and stuff like that. So for people who are feeling the same, and I'm not saying like you feel that at 25, but like popularly known, you do start feeling that way like when you reach 25.
Yeah.
Or like when you reach like mid-20s,
rather. Yeah.
So we're just gonna be talking about that, and I know that like you also probably like have a good like
insight. I'm turning 24 this year, guys, but I feel like I've lived a long
but yeah. So I know for sure that like whatever I say,
I'm sorry, I locked your phone.
So when was the first time, okay, I had this realization. If you guys watched Felipe's video before coming back here, I was gonna say like when you realize like, oh shit, my childhood is gone.
Yes.
Yeah. When did you realize, and how like did you
it's gonna be so deep. But guys, honestly, I think just watch this video knowing that every time Thabile and I speak, this is our therapy. This is our
we're deep people.
Yeah, and
like,
that's
not to like interrupt you.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry for that, but like I'm so sick and tired of like feeling bad for being deep, bro. You know what I mean? Like everything is deep to me.
I'm so freaking tired.
Like being a passionate person and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People compliment you for being like a passionate person when it comes to like listening to them,
yes,
or advising them, when it's beneficial. They're like, oh, I actually like her because she's like deep and stuff. But like now that I'm like calling you out or like whatever it is, then it becomes like, oh, nah, it's not that deep. Like, come on.
So I say all of that to say that it's deep because I think I realized my childhood was over when my mom passed away.
Okay.
So that was around 10 years old for me. And I say that because I won't say that my dad wasn't a present father, but you know how fathers are, bro. Like if you're sad, they'll throw you a chocolate or give you money. So I realized then, because I've always been someone who's been in touch with my emotions and understood people on a level that other people wouldn't be able to understand them. So I understood my siblings on a deeper level than all the other elders could have.
Yeah.
So I was able to then give them that emotional like attention, emotional support that the other people around them couldn't give them. So as soon as that clocked in my mind at 10 years old, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have a very normal childhood. Because you remember, friend, I think I started living properly block 10 days. You
literally have been living
yes. So I started living it up for myself rather when I moved to South Africa. So that's
do you think that like now you're like, would you be open to like doing more like childhood stuff?
1000%. I feed my inner child.
They really say like the happiest people are the people that still have a mindset of a child.
Yes.
Those are the happiest people. Like
yes.
when it comes to creativity, when it comes to like the curiosity, like
yes.
oh, why does that, like why, how yes. the hell does that work, you know, or asking like the dumbest questions. Like those are the happiest people, unlike the people who are always just like, dude, you're like an adult, like stop doing that type
absolutely
of thing. Like why do you watch the Popeye? You're old, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would be open to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it for you?
When I realized that like my childhood is gone, I think it was the time when, remember the time when my mom moved back here?
Yeah.
Here I mean SA.
Yeah.
And I basically I had family, but like
not really.
Yeah. I had family and like I respect them and I love them with all my heart, but like we weren't like we don't have that close relationship, so where I can just go like check up on them and stuff. And so I was basically like, I had my friends, of course. I had like my own circle, but like yeah, my mom moved to SA and then like we got me a place to stay and stuff like that. And I was in uni, like mid-uni. And I think it's normal for like it's the same case for a lot of uni students, like they move away from home, move to another
But I think
city.
friend, you know what I realized?
But it's easier when
sorry to cut in. You know what I realized?
Yeah.
When people move out this side of the world, and this side of the world I mean like both South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, whatever. It's probably when they're in their mid-20s, but in other parts of the globe, they move out when they're 18. Yeah. So for us, when you moved out, when your mom was there, we were all still living with our parents.
We were, literally.
So you were the first one out of the entire friendship group
who was living alone. So I literally had to like it was lit. Like the concept makes sense because it's like like I have the freedom, I have the everything. And guys, let me tell you something, like if you're like an 18-year-old or younger, like freedom is nice when it comes to like or no one's gonna tell you like you can't go to that boy's house or you can't go to that party. But it's nice to have a grounded home. Yes, you know, it's nice to go home
and
to,
it's
like,
okay to
it's very nice to like go home to a parent who's gonna like guide you in the proper way and tell you like the side effects of something. You know what I mean? Like it's like there is some good in that. Talk about mutakas, buy mutakas and stuff like
and
that.
I never like related to you. Grocery. I never understood that shit. I'd be like, yo, I need to call my
tell my girls like, girls, I can't pull through, guys. I gotta buy groceries. At that time we were living on allowance. Like I was getting like a lot of like assistance from my mom and stuff, so I wasn't struggling. But like obviously like a lot of allowance, very little.
It's for monati.
And if like allowance for
allowance, I bought a dog.
But yeah, like a lot of people using allowance for like their own things and stuff like that. But like I was at a point where I was using my allowance for like responsibilities. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of the time. So it was that, but it was good. Like I felt I didn't struggle. All right. So do you ever think you struggled to let go of like childhood expectations and ideals?
1000%. I think I'm still struggling as we speak. Because what do you mean I have to pay for all of these things? Yeah. And I think I've said it before, like a lot of the times we're taught about how to maneuver in our careers in school, but they don't teach you when you become an adult, everything hits you like a ton of bricks from bills. Guys, like so I feel like I am struggling to an extent to understand like how and why I have to go through certain emotions. I have to, you know, maintain certain relationships. I have to make sure that I'm eating. With childhood, bro, we grew up knowing that if I'm struggling with something and you get the ice popper at the end of the day, I can ask my dad or my mom for 10 gula and I'll get it. So I'm struggling with the fact that I need to work for that shit. If I don't work, I won't eat. That's the gag.
You know what also like kind of makes me sad that like my cousin mentions like a lot of the times was like like it just, and it's to add on to your point that like we always thought like the adults have to be there to help us, but like it's realizing that like they also were a child at some point, and that's like they're adults, but like they're also just girls and just guys.
They were experiencing,
they're like, literally like, I don't know how many times I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, you're just like me, like we're the same. She's just as confused. We just as like we're literally still learning together. You know what I mean? Like even.
And would you say like you've gotten closer to your mom the older that you're getting?
Yeah, because like now it's like more. Because now we relate more. Like now I'm in a like I have the capacity to understand that
what
like,
she means by
sometimes you have to put emotion aside and get on with life.
Yes.
Life is not gonna wait for you. You understand? And then I feel like for me, with being, I hope like she can't speak for herself, sorry. For me it's like I kind of like help her like stop and like think about like emotion wise, and like make it okay to like look at emotions and like forget about like reality and stuff,
because they were conditioned to think about reality.
Because people that time were just conditioned that like you need to push, navigating new responsibilities and relationships.
The struggles and being able to navigate it, you need to literally take it day by day. And I say this in like the context of, because you know when you're single, you're able to get home and just disengage. You're not able to do that when you are physically trying to build like a relationship and a future with somebody, right? So I wouldn't say it's a struggle, but it's just the way you navigate it and the type of person that you're with, hoping that they are the kind of person who understands how you do certain things. So I think my struggles were facing the fear, because I didn't struggle with my partner to navigate certain things. My thing was the fear that this person won't understand. If I'm coming home one day and I'm throwing all my bags down and just laying on the bed and bawling my eyes out, I'm having this kind of day, you know? And then when it comes to responsibilities, friend, I haven't really...
Show you you're doing very well.
I know.
You are doing
really well. It doesn't feel like it.
Friend, you're doing very well for yourself. Like, genuinely. Like, come on.
When you get paid, you just want to spoil yourself. But I think my biggest struggle right now, I don't want to sound like that girl, but like I struggle with like rationaling what needs to be paid for in a specific time. And if you've seen the memes, accountants are the worst people with their own money. Like I can take care of your money.
People hear about like something on the news about like, the financial market is this, and people are like,
what
does it mean? And it's like, bro, I don't know. I'm just a girl.
I'm in this profession to eat.
Hey, what do you mean? Like,
you know what I mean? So I think realistically, every single person, no matter the career that you're in, will always struggle with. For me, I think I always just struggle with the fact that I have to pay my bills, I have to buy food, I have to make sure that there's sufficient food to last me till my next salary. Also, the fact that I have to live from salary to salary also just trips me out, because I want to be able to walk into a store and buy shit. Like, you know, but now I have to be conscious of the fact that, I have to save for this, I have to save for that, I have to
like the fact that you always look at a certain amount. And like for some reason
it has to be limitless.
For some reason, like if you're looking at like a person who's outside of that position, they look at like the amount and like think, oh fuck, like that's a lot of money.
It's not.
But like when you're inside, it's not.
And like, another thing, friend, the fact that you're mentioning looking at the amount, the more money you have, the more bills you have to pay for.
The more responsibilities are gonna come out. Now I can it's about like don't ever think for like, like this is how much you're making, like this is what you do, like what do you mean you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And I was saying like, you know, as a girl, right, like a lot of the times in relationships, like we expect like, okay, my partner should be at some point buying me flowers, or my partner should be taking me out on a date to like prove that they like me and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, if that person does not do those things for themselves, like, you know what I mean, like how often does that person take themselves out on a date, or like take them out, like, you know what I mean, like, or taste new food, or travel, or book an Airbnb for themselves, and then all of a sudden, just because you're there, or just because like they have an interest in you, they have to you know what I mean. And that time that person's looking at a certain like budget, they have certain things that like are in place that they need to cover up, and you you're just like, yeah, I know this person's making money, or a DJ, or what you have a 9 to 5.
Why would you start with DJ?
You just DJ, you just go to the decks and like, or like you have a 9 to 5, like you have money, you have a stable amount of like income, and like people are so quick to always assume like, nah. And same thing with like vice versa genders, feelings. The mixed feelings of nostalgia and excitement. Like, how often do you feel like, man, I think like nostalgic? You know what my problem is? Like, I mentioned in Balipi's videos that I'm not very good at goodbyes.
Oh yes,
I'm not very good at goodbyes. So a lot of the times when I'm feeling sad about a past situation, or like how we were so happy in the past, it's just me like realizing that, oh, I said goodbye to that certain area in my life, aspect in my life, and it's like I just dwell on that because I just genuinely don't like goodbyes. Like from when I was a baby, like I told you guys already, when I was a baby, I used to cry all the time that like I had to leave my family.
I leave my grandmother's house, I cry.
It's sad. Like I just don't like goodbyes. Like I didn't say a sin, just so that was where my nostalgia like kind of but I think like from now on we should really focus on like the excitement of the future, because like a lot of people, like a lot of the time, like that feeling of, oh, I want this so bad, is because like our future self like already has that, you know what I mean. So we know that like I'm working towards that. I'm like that feeling, you know, when like you can't stop thinking about like, oh fuck, I really want this thing. It's because like that person in the future
already has that.
Oh, it is.
This is why I say
it
this
is, because there's always like it is, guys. And if you can compare like how we used to speak to like 2020, from like 2022 to like now, it's like
so crazy. It's different.
Girl. Yeah,
for the most part, my nostalgia is very different from yours. And like we're laughing, but it's such a deep thing.
Okay.
I think I don't have a fear of saying goodbye because I've lost a lot of important people in my life, right? So I already know that the inevitable is going to happen. So the way I look at things that happened in the past, it's more of like comfort of where I am right now, you know. And we were actually talking about this earlier, Jorge. The more that you grow with your faith and your spirituality, you realize that a lot of things are for tomorrow and not for yesterday or today, right? So a lot of the worries that I had in that moment from a picture that I'm looking at or a video that I was looking at, I understand, Jorge, like right now I'm currently living answered prayers as to what I was struggling with then. You know? So feeling nostalgic makes me so happy. So Davina was posting things feeling sad, and I was like, oh, you look at where we are now. So so I think we differ in that respect of like thinking, especially, which is fine because you know we're different individuals. But for me, for sure, when
that just makes no sense to me, that like we're different individuals, like we're the same. Like what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like we're the same. Okay, fine.
I know. Yeah, so I definitely look at it as that. So a nostalgic feeling to me is like literally like a warm hug of a memory telling you that like you used to be in this position
Aww,
where you felt terrible,
so
but now look at what you doing, girl.
Look at what you, yeah.
Look at where you at.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so true. That's so true. Okay, so the transition from dating casually to looking for something more serious.
Friend, you know I've never dated casually in my life.
Yeah, you haven't. You've always been very intentional.
Very intentional when it comes to dating, and it comes from a place of being like a little sister. I've always told people that I have watched the mistakes that my siblings made, and because I was always very cognizant as a young girl, I just knew that I didn't want to go through what they went through. So anytime I stepped into something, I already had like an idea of what I wanted it to look like. And if I think also, friend, to come to realize that a lot of this stuff was prolonged because I'd hold on to an idea of the person
than the actual
situation. And so I was saying I held on to a lot of the good parts of a person instead of actually like realizing who they are.
Yes,
for them.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, so I was in a lot of long-term relationships because of that.
Do you know why we do that?
Don't read.
No, I'm saying that because I do it too.
Yeah.
We do that because actually you're talking about like how like we don't look at someone like face front.
Yeah.
Is it face front?
Like look at
you don't see someone as is,
yes.
but like you're always open to like, oh, maybe they're doing this because
making excuses for them.
Yeah, making excuses for people, or like always willing to hear people out. It's because we always wanted someone to do the same thing for us.
Oh my god.
Literally.
I've just always wanted to be understood.
Yeah, like literally. And I don't mean it in like a toxic way, because like I'm always open to like criticism, or like if someone's telling me like, Tabile, like I did not like this, or like no, I honestly feel like you're wrong when you did this, like I'm always open to that. Saying like I've always like yearned for someone who's like, you know what, like even though I feel like you did this wrong, I'm still here, and like, I understand that you're not perfect. I've always done that, and that is exactly why like I always like find myself like wanting to do that for people, because I feel like that's what they need.
I was about to say, man, fuck those things. Because you know what, I genuinely used to be that person to people who were outside of my circle, outside of my family, until someone within my family did that. And I was like, actually, no. Yeah. So I had to like become tough in that respect, because someone closer to me did like what you were saying, like they weren't understanding my perspective, and they weren't trying to understand my perspective. So I think genuinely growing up, your mindset will change in the fact that people treat you differently, because shame, our parents are so new here as well. You're the first, second, third kid that they're raising. Dude, they have different expectations.
Like, they're 40 for the first time.
Exactly.
They're 41 for the first time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that we're going to experience that we expect a grace from people that like are going through that for the first time.
For the first time.
So if you have to draw a boundary, draw the boundary, but also extend certain grace to people.
The transition from dating casually to looking for something more serious. For someone who is single, guys, I've been single. Who is single? Like I have went through. I've never been okay with dating casually as well. I've just been
fucked up situations.
I've just been like offered only those type of scenarios, and then also like given that like I'm also like a people pleaser kind of, like I have people pleasing tendencies that like I'm trying to get rid of. And also like this whole thing that we've been talking about of like always wanting to hear someone out, or like giving them a chance. You know what I mean? And like just people like just being taken advantage of, like just being genuine on your side, and then like, you know what I mean, like I hate to always like blame situations on people, but like that's just, you know what I mean, how a lot of my situations go. But like I don't think I've ever like once dealt with someone and then said like, yeah, this one I just want to casually, like I just want it to be like just that.
It's always looking.
And I mean, but like for the first time in my entire life, like I'm very like confidently vocal about it. Like I won't say like, no, I really like you, but like if you wanna like like you can be open to seeing other people, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like I won't say like I like you, but like
close that.
Like close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm always like
like
I'm very intentional, which is why it's also very easy for me to tell someone like, no, I like you. I'm sure about the situation, and that's just that. Like I'm not gonna like put in place like these manipulative like situations where like I have to be toxic in order for you to do certain things for me. Like I'm very like intentional. Like I'm not at a point where my ovaries are literally punishing me every month for not hosting a party. Chicka 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 chicka. They're literally like the girl. But besides that, like it has not been a weird transition for me, to be honest. So anyways, the differences between friendships in your early 20s and your mid 20s.
Early 20s, we were definitely in our squaw era.
Yeah, we were like
definitely in our squaw era, like having fun, being so delusional. Club hopping. But now my mid-20s, I've found myself in situations where, like I was saying that I really appreciate someone who holds space for me in their life, because I struggle already just holding space for certain things about myself and my life. So the fact that the next person can hold me in their heart,
she said
we have appreciated people who are able to hold space for me in their lives, and people who can pray over me. I feel like in our early 20s we were Christians, we were spiritual, but we didn't understand why we had to pray. We didn't understand why, you know, people bring forth prayer points and certain things. But we are living daily battles. Daily battles.
Guys, and one thing, like, in as much as we don't like adverse experiences, if you find yourself in like, for me example, a lot of the time for me, adverse experiences make me try to find God, or like remind me that like I actually need to pursue God.
But in the early 20s, we would drink.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? So my point is, like, if I am showing to God that like that is the only routine that's going to help me like find God, then I'm gonna keep on going through adverse experiences. You know what I mean? So if you put yourself in practice to like, even in good times, even like when you're thankful or when things are going well for you, those are still moments that you should take to like get closer to God. Then that's how you're gonna look at literally every single thing.
For me, like growing up into my mid 20s, I realized that like the friends that I can lean on to be like, friend, pray for me in this area, because I don't have the words
to do it for myself.
Or just come to her with so much pain and just have a response as to speak to what I actually need to hear in that moment.
And they will be doing that.
Like, y'all be doing that.
They'll be doing that. Like, they be doing that. Like, one thing about our friendship, it's too good. Like, I wish we had like a reality show so y'all can see. For me, is like during that time, like early 20s, we had more time to ourselves and stuff. And like, you know what the thing is, when we're like younger, or like maybe if you have little or nothing to do, like you have free time and stuff, you kind of like intensify every single thing. You know what I mean? Like, say you are friends with someone who just got like a job, a committed job where like they're always working, or like whatever it is, or like maybe they're dealing, or maybe they lost the part, like someone died in the family, or they lost someone and stuff like that. And but like you are just like here whole boy and stuff like that, but like you still just because you have a lot of time to yourself
doesn't mean
the next person like has to dedicate that time to you.
And you don't
You understand what I mean? And I promise you, it's going to feel like, no, this person doesn't care about me because like they didn't even like think about me for a second. But like I promise you, like sometimes, guys, it's even difficult for someone to like touch their phone and like text you and like tell you like what is going on, or like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's that exhausting.
Yeah,
that's exactly how life is. But like because like we've just been conditioned like to see on social media like this is what we see, this is what you should expect, your friends should be doing this, but your friends should be doing this like at some point. If you guys are friends for 1 year and y'all haven't hung out, that's what it means. Like, you don't fuck with you like that. That's just that. Relationships are exactly the exact same thing. I don't know how many people like always talk about relationships, including myself.
Yeah.
But like if we put into place like reality, like most of the time the things that are said on social media or like the advice that is given to us isn't like, it doesn't even apply to the situation that like
of someone's
God
life
has presented to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's honestly me. Like you should always be willing to alter your thinking when you and your friends or whoever your relations get to different seasons in their life. So the realization that relationships take work and compromise
being the one bold italic underlined word.
You know what was the weirdest transition for me that I learned, I will say embarrassingly now, was that in as much as like my friends are non-judgmental, or like they're not gonna say like, no, these are my fucking, you know what I mean? Yes. But there's certain things that like you have to keep to yourself. Like I learned it so late in life. In life, that like there's certain things that you just can't like always say, actually, it's just between you and you.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean?
Also speaking from like a friend perspective, I think I was about to say they can never make me hate. You don't know your friend or your family member's partner as they do, right?
Of course.
So certain emotions, when you explain them to friends, they'll be so heightened from your side.
Telling me you were like me.
Yes,
because it
will be so heightened.
That was about to be my next point.
They will be so heightened, but when you sit down and talk to your partner, you guys are able to rationalize it. You're not going to be able to sit down and tell your friend, oh no, I forgive him and it's good. Like, you'll be good as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's certain things for sure. Like, I think I've also told you this before, that like anytime me and my partner have squabbles, I'll sit with that shit.
Yeah, you do.
I'll sit with that shit until him and I have figured it out.
And
then I'll be like, hey, now wait.
Yeah. And then be like, no, but Rasha. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, Milisha. Be like, nah, okay, sharp. But like I haven't been in a
Emilia says she's never been in a relationship before. And she literally has. Like, yes.
No, but you know why? Do you know why I say that? No, you know what? I'm actually not gonna I'm not gonna next question. But yeah, I'm saying that a lot of the time when like things that you are open to, and you know what the thing is, Jomi, the reason why you feel like, let's say like you and your partner are going through something and you are open to like letting that thing pass and stuff like that, because like you understand how like you understand what I mean, like how that thing functions, and you're genuinely okay with it.
Yes.
But like once you put other parties inside, and let me tell you something, one thing about people who give you relationship advice, it always mirrors what they think of themselves, or like they're always like reflecting on like
what they would
what
want
they
to
would
happen.
want, what they would have wanted to happen, or
Yes.
like what they think that
Yes.
past partner who made them feel like that, like
should have done. Absolutely.
So like a lot of the time, like advice is good, but it's not always like genuine.
It's impaired.
It's
so
impaired. Like it's definitely very diluted, and like it comes from a point of like, if it was me,
this is what I feel.
this is what I think I would do. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And like a lot of the time you'll find yourself like being in a situation where like if you listen to people, people are gonna go and do the shit that they told you not to do. You know what I mean? So if, as long as like your partner is not like doing something that is obviously like a very bad thing, like
off the rails,
like
bro.
off the rails, like maybe I'm not gonna say it, but like yeah, it's very normal. Like, my partner is a human being. At the end of the day, they are gonna make mistakes. I did choose to love this person with their flaws, and that and the third, and that's just me, and I'm confident in the fact that like I love this person, and like that's just that. The importance of communication and emotional maturity.
In what like aspect?
Friendships and in life.
So communication.
So it could be in the sorry, I yelled. The importance of communication and emotional maturity.
Guys, emotional maturity, let me tell you something, is very important.
Yeah.
And I say this in all respects: friendships, family ships, relationships.
Yeah.
Because we don't all think the same.
We don't think the same.
We don't think the same. Right? So sometimes let me know please, because I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm trying.
Right? We don't think the same in the respect that like let's say for example between you and I, right? In a hypothetical sense, you are someone who will turn up if things are bad, but I'm the mellow person.
Yes.
Right? So if I didn't have emotional maturity, I would turn up with you, and we would have a physical or verbal altercation, whereby if I was emotionally intelligent enough to know that no, Tabitha is feeling like this because her emotions are freaking heightened.
Right now.
Let me just listen to what she has to say, and once everybody's calm, I'll come back and say what I need to say.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's very important in that aspect once you're in a relationship, once you have formed a bond with your cousins, your friends, your family, whatever it is, because you really, really just run away from certain situations that you could have like not put yourself in from the start.
Yeah. Emotional maturity is very important. And even if it's like and not even just in relationships, like there's so many positions that like you will be put into
always, even at the
where
workplace,
you just think,
bro.
even at the workplace where you're just not supposed, you're just supposed to take things at a pinch
and be done
at a pinch of salt. Like life,
this
so
is
like guys, it's about to
be
be about balance. I know that like we always preach about like always being in tune with like your emotional side, but a lot of the times when like, because I'm a very emotional person, like when I'm when I'm emotional when
we can't start popping jokes right now.
Yeah, we almost there. Yeah, what was that? But when I'm emotional, I'm in a very emotional state. Like I demand to be attended to.
Yes.
But like it's a very selfish like approach. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes like there's people involved, you know what I mean, and like you can't just expect people to do what you need to do just because when you demand that in that moment when they can't do that for you. You know what I mean? Especially in the workplace, if someone has pissed you off, or maybe you didn't get their promotion, people got promoted and you didn't, or whatever it is, just take things like sometimes you need to know the balance of like saying, okay, you know what, now I'm willing to hear you out. Yeah. You are very valid in like being emotional right now, but sometimes I need to be able to tell myself or to tell whoever I'm advising that, dude, okay, but this is not the time for you to like act on your emotions. And like, you know what I mean, because like it's going to be detrimental to like your entire life.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I was about to say, friend, like you also need to be able to get to a point where you look at someone and be like, bro, I can't deal with this right now.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to be able to do this right now.
Right
Can
now.
we please reconvene this conversation at a later stage?
At a later stage.
Because if we think about it, friend, in high school, half the time we had problems is because we felt the need to respond to that thing right now.
And one thing about like romantic relationships, and that's exactly why, guys, in as much as like we always say like, yeah, men this, women that, men this, woman, relationships, because we unite and like connect in a certain way,
yeah,
those things teach us so much. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm saying like both my friendships and like dealing with like relationships and stuff has taught me that like sometimes you need to be okay with that, like your partner is just like not in a position to like
to do it. Like you want to turn up right
now.
I
want to turn up right now. Like I want to fight with that. But there's nothing as nice as like your man saying like, no,
I'm not doing that now.
We're not doing that right now. Like, okay, no.
You'd be like, oh.
Yeah, where is Chapuye? Chapuye, Shao. Yeah, okay. The process of learning how to be a good partner. Yo! That is super deep. That is, okay, you start. Okay, yeah.
You start.
It makes sense because you got that right. But the process of learning how to be a good partner, for me, I feel like you don't get to a point where you're like, okay, I am a good partner. Because at the end of the day, this is someone that like, you... Sorry. You haven't...
Sorry. Okay, this is someone that you...
This is someone who you have missed. Okay, I'm 25 now, like I said. This is someone who, say I'm dating someone who's 25.
Okay.
Just giving an example or like a benchmark.
Yes.
I've missed 25 years of your life. You understand what I mean? Like, I don't know what you were exposed to. I don't know what hurt you, the little things that make you happy, and stuff like that, and stuff like that, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's certain things that like, if I meet you today, I should feel like I'm okay with like, okay, this is gonna be a situation where like I have to teach my partner to like love me like this, or like I have to teach my partner to be like this and this and this and this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I won't lie, guys, for me it's like, because I am also like that. Like, that person just met me. I'm 25. I've lived for 25 years. I've been exposed to like so much information of how a partner should be treated. And like, one thing about the internet is gonna tell you like, if a man likes you, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this. You know what I mean? And I won't lie, I succumb to that shit sometimes, because like at the end of the day, we need like a physical reference.
Yes.
Like, in as much as like I always want to hear like the word of God, or like just like trust my intuition, but like sometimes a lot of the times like the things we're exposed to like influence the way we think. So sometimes I do succumb to like to that type of shit.
The internet says,
what the internet says, or what like adults say, or like we friends say, like, friend no, but someone who likes you wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, when you deal with someone, when you decide, today I am dealing with this person, you're starting to learn them like from day one. Even if it takes you 3-4 years, whether it takes you 2 months, that's amazing. Whether it takes you 3 years, that's amazing. You know what I mean? I just feel like when you remove that aspect of like time, and like that, like at a certain time, certain things should be achieved, or like certain things should be said, or certain like ways of opening up. If we all had like the same foundation of like growing up, that would make sense. But like, we were not all exposed to the same thing. Like, if you think about it, like not all of us grew up in like healthy family homes. So how am I? So you can't compare someone who did and who did not the person who did is probably gonna have a shorter length of time in like knowing how to love someone because they do have a reference. But like someone does have to learn that from scratch. You know what I mean? There's someone who has to learn how to communicate from scratch. You know what I mean? And then when you come up and be like, no, you have to know this, you have to know this, you have to know this, you have to know this.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? So that's
crazy, because I was actually gonna say the same thing, but I actually haven't thought about it the way you do. Like, you need to give the person that you're with grace to learn the way you communicate and the way you would like for certain things to be communicated to you by them. Because you don't just meet someone today and immediately they're just like, okay, when Baby sitting like this, she is pressed. When Baby sitting like this, she needs this, she needs that, she needs that. So I think for me, just to add on to what she has said, you need to give grace to the person that you want to build with.
Yeah. To
learn you and to learn how you would like certain things to be
loved,
communicated to you, and how you would love to be loved. Here.
Absolutely.
It's like
but yeah, are you done? Yeah. Oh, okay. Alrighty, guys. So I feel like, I honestly feel like that was insightful, even though we're a bit tested. You guys will tell us if like we kind of like, if you guys could tell if like we were tipsy, but we were actually very
being
tipsy.
finished by this wine.
And we are about to even indulge some more. I might even go and rap in the streets with the security guard.
Go and sit and listen to the
and be like, yo. And be like, yo, hey, que sale, khopole. Cut the cameras. I know what did us. But anyways, guys, I miss you so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Make sure you like, comment, and share. Tell people to like the video. Like, I can't tell you right now, but please make sure to tell those people to do that shit. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching if you got it this far, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.
That's gonna be your thumbnail, huh?
Yeah. It is. Yeah.